Live and local all day. Kale and Company mornings 6 to 10. Rich Zeoli afternoons 3 to 7 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
So you've heard the expression, bad things happen in Philadelphia, bad things. Well, Project Veritas uncovered some of those bad things last night in Philadelphia. Welcome back to the show. Glad you're here. 855-839-1210 on Twitter at Rich Zeoli. I want to welcome to the show Mario Balaban. Mario is the media relations manager for Project Veritas Action. Mario, thanks for coming on the show today. Appreciate it.
Rich, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on with you.
My pleasure. Absolutely. We have some audio I want to play. Can you set this up for us and describe for us what we're about to hear? Yeah,
absolutely. So as you can imagine, and we do this every election season, we've had journalists from, spread out throughout the country. Obviously, Pennsylvania and the city of Philadelphia itself is a very contested election area, especially since 2016. So we always have journalists making sure that, election integrity is preserved and in the means of exposing any wrongdoing. And we obviously don't enforce anything. We just expose it as journalists for the public's right to know. And what you'll see in this video is one of our journalists actually was by a ballot drop box in Philadelphia last night and saw that the keys of that box was left on top of it unattended. And he had to call the authorities in that area to say, hey, I haven't touched this, but are these the keys for the ballot drop box? And the guy went there, collected it, said, I'm instructed, I can't speak with you, called this guy, and just, was very nonchalant about, something that could potentially be, very big negligence. And, who knows how many places people that aren't supposed to be having access to ballot boxes ended up having them.
That's amazing that this happened. Well, I want to play the audio for you. This exchange is not edited in any way, shape, or form. And this is why people get very, very nervous about Philadelphia politics. Take a listen.
I'm going to talk to someone that works at the Board of Elections. I'll let them know these keys are here. They're obviously some sort of elections keys. Basically, I came around the block and I realized that there's a set of keys on top of this ballot box. I realized that this is the closest station here. You work for the Philadelphia Board of Elections?
Yes, I do.
Do these fit this box? I wouldn't know. I haven't touched them. I wouldn't know. Is this... Do those keys happen to open that box, or what's...
Couldn't tell you.
Can we check to see?
I was told not to engage. You need to call somebody, Nick Custodio.
Who told you not to engage? The keys on top of a ballot box, I think there might be some sort of malfeasance.
I'm not in charge of that.
I think someone should probably keep an eye on their keys.
Contact Nick Custodio.
Okay. Can I get your name?
Kevin Richardson.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
Here we are in the city of Philadelphia trying to make sure that these elections are, there's no corruption going on. We're lucky to have found those. We're lucky to have alerted those to bring them to the right attention of the people that need to see it. And, we hope that we can get a comment tomorrow morning.
All right. So, Mario, thanks for joining me again, Project Veritas. Did anyone ever reach out to the guy on your behalf, to this guy? He said Nick something or other?
Yeah, we tried to call him. We haven't heard back. We don't know if he's busy or not. We obviously look forward to more explanations on this. We haven't heard any other explanation beyond what is on that video. But it's not only do we want an explanation for what we captured, but I think every election board, especially in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania at large, owes an explanation to the voters as to how secure, and how, careful they are with things that, affect elections and the integrity of each individual voter's vote.
Yeah, no question about it. And, it's the stuff that election officials should be reassuring people and making them feel confident in the process, Mario. And that's not what happened in this video.
Correct. It's interesting that you see that person, tell him, I want to know actually who instructed him not to speak with us. Why was this person told not to say anything to us? I want to know why that was the case. Who told him not to talk to us, and why? To your point, why is it important to maintain a secret, from the public and to journalists like ourselves, rather than just come clean or open up to give, transmit that confidence in the system and the process.
Yeah. I mean, just to turn around and say I'm not supposed to engage because somebody gave him this order and he wouldn't say who. That's number one. Right. He goes, just call Nick, call Nick, whoever, and. Then the guy doesn't reach out to you and doesn't talk to anybody, doesn't call back. And, of course, the Philadelphia media is not going to care about this outside of this show. Nobody's going to give Project Veritas the credibility by pursuing this. But this is a legitimate question here. Were those keys to the ballot box? And if they were, how did it get there? Did anybody manipulate these? I'm not suggesting that there's voter fraud here, but these are the questions that a legitimate another election official should be answering for journalists like yourselves. Right, and we're the journalists that end up giving that information to the public. So at the end of the day, it's really the information they owe the public more so than any journalist. We do hope that other media outlets cover and take this stuff seriously. You see the media out there saying, oh, there's no voter fraud, or if there is voter fraud, it's just not enough to change elections. But how do you know if there is or isn't if you're not investigating it and you dismiss it? So you can't possibly say there isn't if you're not actually ever investing any energy towards doing anything about exposing that wrongdoing. We know it exists because it's been exposed several times. They just want to pretend that it's not big enough and not to pay attention to it. So I wonder why they do that and make these kind of conclusions so early. Mario, thanks so much for joining me. Mario Balaban is the Media Relations Manager, Project Veritas Action. Thanks, my friend.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely.